Chapter 11. I pick up a little rock and throw it toward the mountains. That's exactly what I feel like. A little rock against a mountain. I sit leaning back on one of the boulders in the garden. David's message plays over and over in my head. I only choked out one word before succumbing to my anger and slamming down the phone. God, I'm a genius. He probably thinks I've lost my mind. Maybe I have. At least I got to hear his voice on his message. But it's a shitty consolation prize. I'm at the farthest end of the rock garden, trying to give Aisha and Sohail some semblance of privacy. Aisha's worried about being caught alone with him, so I'm her cover for this quick visit with Sohail. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Sohail inch closer to Aisha. They're perched on one of the giant rocks. I quickly turn away, occupy myself again with throwing pebbles. I'm not looking, but they're only about 10 feet away. I can hear everything, but I pretend not to. Do you think it's weird we met in here? Aisha asks Sohail. Weird is one way to say it. Another is fucked up. Sohail responds. But I'm so glad we did. Aisha laughs. Yeah, it's not exactly how I imagined a meet cute. How did you picture it? Well, I guess I saw myself entering this giant auditorium. It's packed, people jostling for a seat. Excitement crackles in the air. It's the Star Wars panel at Comic-Con. Then I see him, across the crowded room. This handsome guy. You forgot dashing, Sohail interrupts. Oh, sorry. There's a handsome, dashing guy across the room. Our eyes lock. All we see is each other, and then the action slows around me. The faces blur. He walks up to me, and my heart is beating like super fast, and he extends his hand and says, Hi, I'm Riz Ahmed. I try to stifle a snicker. I turn my head to catch Aisha's eye, but she's only looking at Sohail, whose laugh is loud and warm. The camp-wide siren sounds. Why don't you guys go ahead to dinner? I'll catch up, I say to Aisha and Sohail. You okay? Aisha asks. Yeah, I'm good. Need a minute alone. I smile as the two of them set off. Dinner in the mess. Again. I don't think I can stand much more of this. More pretending. More fake smiles and meaningless exchanges with the minders, who always make sure to say hello to each of us during dinner. More sitting on edge, but faking like everything is normal. More wanting to scream, but holding it in because screaming gets you dragged away. In the mess, we're all together in an enclosed space, minders and guards everywhere, and the air is so charged with fear and anxiety, but we can't acknowledge it. We're too scared to draw attention. In this place, the last thing you want is attention. I close my eyes. As the sun sets, the evening cools. If I block everything out for a minute, just for a minute, I can breathe without a weight on my chest. I let my mind float where it wants to go. It always settles on everyday things. Going to the movies, air conditioning, ice cream, kissing David in the stacks of the school library. School. For the barest second, I pray that I'll wake up from this nightmare and be home. Then I force myself to open my eyes and face the stark desert. There's no place for nostalgia here. Layla. The sound of his voice makes me jump up. Corporal Reynolds is alone. He hasn't turned me in for yelling at him, and for saying I hate the president, which used to be free speech but qualifies as treason now. Not clapping for the president at his damn State of the Union address is practically sedition. And some people still think this is a democracy. I wipe the dust off my jeans, pretend everything is okay. Well, as okay as it can be. I nod. I know. Mealtime. I'll hurry and get to my 5-star dinner, I say, and begin walking toward the mess. I usually meet my parents there. They'll panic if I don't show up on time. Corporal Reynolds grabs my elbow. I freeze. I look up at him, my mouth open. Waves of dread wash over me, and every internal alarm I have is blaring. Maybe I was stupid for thinking he wasn't going to turn me in. Maybe he was waiting to find me alone so I would be easier to take away. Oh, God, how could I have been so careless? I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was late. I'll run to catch up with the others. I lick my lips. Suddenly, I'm parched. I blink back tears. It's okay. You're fine. I'm not going to take you anywhere. Sorry. I shouldn't have touched you. He lets go of my arm. Layla. He starts again. But this time his voice is softer. Hang back a second. I have something for you. People make their way to the mess. The guards stationed at the blocks usually follow us to dinner before switching shifts. Everyone's back is turned toward us. My instinct is to run. It's always to run. But where? I wonder if after a while your body starts to wear down when you don't listen to that fight-or-flight response. Does it start to give you the wrong signals because you've ignored all the earlier ones? Does that swooshing sound in your ears ever stop? I'm sorry you couldn't get through to your boyfriend yesterday. That's what he came to tell me? I stare up at him in disbelief. Look, he says, and then carefully pulls what seems to be an ancient flip phone from his pocket and places it in my hand. It's a burner. My brain does not process what he's giving me. Put it in your pocket. I'm going to escort you back to your trailer, and you're going to walk into your bathroom clutching your stomach, and then call your boyfriend. You only have a few minutes. If anyone asks, you got sick by the garden and I brought you here and then to the mess. Do you understand? A million thoughts whir through my brain, but I can't speak. I only nod. We walk down the midway. A couple of other stragglers ahead of me jog toward the mess, but when we turn toward my block, it's empty. No one wants to be late to anything here. We're constantly reminded there will be consequences. No specifics, but that word lingers in the air here. Consequences. When I get into my trailer, I head straight for the bathroom, bent over, arms wrapped around my middle, like Corporal Reynolds instructed me. David picks up on the first ring. Hello? David, I whisper. It's me. Oh my God, Layla. Shh, I say, not knowing where he is or if anyone might be listening on his end. I can't believe I'm hearing your voice. How are you calling me? Holy shit, are you okay? What are they doing to you? Are you hurt? Did they say anything about when they might release you? Do you... His voice. David's voice. Home. But this isn't the time for nostalgia, or sentimentality, or even feelings, really. David! I cut him off. I miss you so much. I love you. But I love you too. I miss you. I can't believe how fucked up everything is right now. David, I need your help. Can you come here? Can you visit me? I know where you are. My dad's old State Department contacts told him. My father's a jerk, but I told him if he didn't find out where you were, I'd never talk to him again. And of course I'll come there, but do they allow... There's a loud knock at the trailer door. Crap. David, I have to go. Please, I'll figure something out. I need you. Maybe we can come up with a way to sneak you in? Another loud knock on the door, and then I hear it open. Goodbye, David. I love you. Layla, wait! Listen, it's lunch. That's why I have my phone. But from now on, I'll keep it on me all the time. Let it ring once, hang up, and dial again. Then I'll know it's you. Also, I love... Layla. Corporal Reynolds' voice fills the entire trailer. We have to go. Now. I hang up on David, slip the phone in my pocket, and step out of the bathroom. Corporal Reynolds practically pulls me out the door. The next shift of guards is arriving, he whispers. Remember, you were sick, so I escorted you to your Mercury home. He quickly scans the vicinity, then gestures for me to give him the phone. He palms it and kneels in the dirt to adjust his laces, tucking the phone in the gap between his sock and boot. He takes me by the elbow and walks me past the guards, who are taking their positions at the head of our block. The two salute him. He nods and we continue to the mess. The other guards give him deference. I mean, they're required to, I guess. But for some of them, the look in their eyes makes it seem like more than a robotic gesture. I look at Corporal Reynolds as we continue on, not sure what to make of him exactly. He's a guard with a gun, but he's also taking a risk to help me. Corporal Reynolds is a puzzle with lots of pieces, but half of them are missing, so I can't really see who he is. Why are you doing this? Helping me? It's only a phone call, he says, then adds, I have my reasons. His tone is gruff, like he's mad, but at himself. Thank you, Corporal Reynolds, I say as we approach the mess. And I mean it. I don't exactly trust him. Those missing puzzle pieces could be anything. They could be hiding a monster. But my gut tells me that what he's hiding isn't so nefarious. Before we are in earshot of the guards outside the mess, he bends down and says softly, Call me Jake. And believe me when I tell you this. Whatever you're planning, whatever you think you might be able to do, think again. Don't do anything stupid. You can get yourself hurt or killed in here. More easily than you know. Chapter 12. There is no news. Not inside the fence. I mean, we hear things. The Whisper Network is never silent. Talk of protests on the outside, marches. The government trying to censor the outcry on social media. Word of a second camp being readied. But it's whispers mostly. Bits of rumor from the staff here who aren't military. The ones who feel twinges of guilt that make them feign, not a friendliness, but a base level of civility. Maybe their neighbor is Muslim. Maybe they had a Muslim classmate. Maybe they'd never met a Muslim until they came here, looked one of us in the eye, and realized we are human beings who laugh and cry, like they do, who are flesh and bone, and who bleed. And that scant thread of civility, that nod or half smile, that extra pat of butter on a scoop of mashed potatoes, sometimes comes with tiny tidbits from the world beyond the fence before it makes its way around Mobius. Like the telephone game. When the final sentence is uttered, it doesn't quite sound like what it started out as. But you can imagine what it was. You can hope. There's a knock on my door. My parents, both of them, standing there with their tea and an extra cup. Tea is their normal morning ritual, but having it in my bedroom is not. In some way, maintaining some rituals helps them. They pray, and my mom always has her Thusby bracelet with her. I know they also enjoyed the normalcy of the way they structured their lives back home. When Dad was fired, and when Mom's patients started dropping off, they were sometimes like ghosts of themselves. They never said anything like that to me. They always tried to shield me, to protect me even from the slightest troubles. But I could tell. And here it's so much worse. I mean, Mom is spending her days at the clinic cracking backs, and Dad is meeting with other teachers and professors to ready a makeshift school, beginning with the younger kids. They're trying to help other people in their own way, because knowing them, I can guess at how helpless they must feel inside. I feel the same way.
Beta, have some tea with us?
My dad asks.
We thought it would be fun for you, like breakfast in bed.
I knit my eyebrows, unsure of what they're talking about. But I move aside and they step in, and my mom closes the door behind them. I pull out the chair at my little desk and gesture for my mom to take a seat. She hands me my cup before sitting down. I take a sip. Sugar and milk, how I like it. My dad finds a comfortable spot to sit cross-legged on the floor, his back against my door. I position myself in the small floor space between the chair and my bed. Then I look at them and shrug. You guys have something you want to say to me? I ask. There are no cameras in the bedrooms, so this definitely means something. There's no other reason they'd squeeze in here for tea, which they prefer to take leisurely, a reminder of what life was before. My mom nods at my father, who clears his throat.
Some of the others were saying that they...
She interrupts him. A couple of the other parents were saying they saw you going somewhere with that guard, the tall one who never smiles. I tense up, but try not to show it on my face. None of the guards ever smile, Mom. They're guards, not the fun squad on a carnival cruise. My mom raises an eyebrow at me. No need to be so sarcastic. Are you saying it's not true? You weren't seen walking to the hub with that guard? Shit. I guess I've been kind of careless. Can't let that happen again. It was nothing. I asked him if I could call David. What? My mom raises her voice. Are you crazy? Asking a guard for a favor? Do you understand what he could do to you?
John.
My dad uses his favorite term of endearment for my mom. My soul, my life. And pats the air with his palm down, a quieting gesture.
Let Layla explain.
They both look at me. I'm sorry. It was nothing. I asked him if we really get a call allotment, and if I could call David. I walked there with him, but then remembered David was in English class, so I wouldn't be able to get through anyway. That's all. Mostly, that's the truth. It's all I can give them now, without worrying them even more. My mom's bottom jaw practically hits the floor. Layla, do you have any idea how foolish you were to even ask him? You put yourself in danger. We don't ever want you to be alone anywhere with one of these guards. You never know what they could... She doesn't allow herself to complete that thought. My dad picks up her thread.
Layla, the best thing we can do here is keep our heads down. Don't attract attention. Fade into the crowd. Stay as anonymous as possible. That's how we'll survive.
I had raised the cup to take a sip of tea, but I put it down on the floor next to me, harder than I mean to, and some of it spills over. I pull my hand back and wipe the hot liquid from my pants. Survive? Is that all we want now? To survive? What about wanting to live? Have we all forgotten that? Have we all decided that our entire lives are going to be spent here? Did I miss the memo?
Layla.
My mom usually tries hard to soften the edge in her voice when she feels it coming on, but not this time. You're young. Too young and too foolish to understand what's happening here. We have no rights and no power, and no one in this family is going to take any risks. Do you understand me?
Beta.
My dad tries to temper my mom's voice by adding his calmer tones. He takes a breath.
Do you remember that line I wrote? Only when you open yourself to the heart's silence can you hear its roar.
I thought you wrote that poem after I was born, about finding love in quiet places. My dad smiles. He stands up, walks over, and squeezes next to me on the floor, and strokes my hair like he used to when I was little. I look at my mom, and there are tears in her eyes.
It is about that. But it's also a reminder that being quiet doesn't always signify weakness. Sometimes it takes great strength to find that silence. Sometimes it takes incredible strength to survive.
My mom takes a deep, quivering breath. My heart hurts for her, for both of them. I worry about them too, but I can't imagine how much more they worry about me. I mean, they built their entire life around my existence. I know they mean well. I don't share their worldview, but I'm not going to tell them that. I'm sorry. You're right. I should have been smarter, more careful. I just miss David so much. My voice cracks when I speak.
We know, Beta,
my mom says.
I'm sorry I raised my voice.
We're terrified of something happening to you. There are people who... Mom, I know. You don't have to tiptoe around it. Some people disappear, and no one knows where. I was there with you at the orientation, remember? Don't worry. I'm not going to do something stupid. I'm mostly hanging out with Aisha, listening to her talk about Star Wars.
Obviously, Aisha has refined cultural taste, and I totally approve of this friendship,
my dad says, and chuckles a bit. Ha! I already told her you and Mom are total Star Wars nerds. My mom gives me a wistful smile. I'm telling you, young Luke Skywalker, he was my first crush, and first love is one you never forget.
I thought I made you forget all your past loves.
My dad kisses my mom on the cheek. Of course, John. I only have eyes for you now. And young Luke. We laugh. First love is one you never forget. I have to talk to David again. I know I said I wouldn't take any more risks, and I hate lying to my parents. But lies are a part of life in Mobius. It's how we survive.